What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? How are ya? How are ya? Um, I got something to show you guys here. But before I do, guys, quick shout out to Ramona for being the first and only super chat so far. Thank you so much, Ramona. She says, hey, Rob and fellow weirdos, hit the like button and prepare to be wealthy. 100% agree with that. All right, guys. So listen, I'm seeing a lot of conflicting, kind of opinions and stuff. I want to show you something on Bitcoin structure when you zoom out. Okay. Now, seeing people calling for like a $95,000, $96,000 Bitcoin and stuff like that. Let me show you something on a more zoomed out scale. Like people saying that the bull runs over and stuff, guys. Whew. All right. Look at this zoomed out for Bitcoin. Boom. What is that? What do you see on Bitcoin's chart? That's called one massive bull flag that started its formation around April 7th to the 9th area, right? That is one massive bull flag that has been in accumulation for quite some time. We just had the golden cross play out right there on Bitcoin with the 100-day passing back above the 200-day, all right? So we're in a bullish structure for the breakout on Bitcoin. If we break out of this bull flag, if we were to break out where it is right now, we would move up to about $129,500 roughly on the breakout from the bull flag, okay? Little bit of food for thought. Some people are even calling for this inverse head and shoulders as well, right? So no matter how you slice it, we have a lot of bullish structure right now on Bitcoin's chart. Okay? Bull flag loading, getting ready for liftoff. Are you ready? That's what I'm talking about, guys. Let's go, man. Let's go. All right, let's get into the chat, see what's going on. Braveheart, my guy, my dude. WF Capital, CBIC and Nadix. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. Listen, Nadix just did an AMA, okay? So I'm going to be recording a video covering the AMA. It's going to be about an hour long, and I'm going to upload that video later today over on Crypto Blueprint. So make sure if you want all the greasy details about what's going on with Nadix and their AMA, guys, their live that they did, it's going to be over later tonight on Crypto Blueprint's channel. Get in where you fit in, boys. Get in where you fit in. Joy, hey everyone, hit the likes. Rob's dropping great daily content. Absolutely, man. We got the fries that'll cross your eyes, okay? Yo, Ty, my dude, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Ron's in the house. Let's go. Ya boy, hola. William, good to see you, man. Ty says, dang, no crown for me today. Yeah, who's winning right now? Let's see who's winning the Crown Royale. Who's in first place? Isaac, my dude Isaac, lick a tongue in the house. Your boy coming up in second place and over the top, ranking in at third. So Isaac, listen, man, you're in the top three. You're not two and you're not three, brother. So there you go, man. Azarine, happy Thursday, homies. Absolutely. Ari, good afternoon. Hope everyone is well. Doing my happy dance as I finally see a nice move from one of our gems. Yes, one of our gems is doing very, very well today. I agree with you there. Isaac, my dude, miss you, my man. Yes, I feel like I've been away, guys. I will be back to a regularly scheduled program on Saturday, which is the day after tomorrow. So everything will be back to normal then. So never fear. I will be back to the regular schedule. And I'm feeling a little bit refreshed, to be honest with you guys. I am feeling a little bit rejuvenated. So that's good. It's going to give me more energy and stuff like that. Right? I think it'll work out well. Yeah, boy, do I have to hit the like? Or can I slap it around a bit? Whatever you do, man, as long as you give it these hands. Right, brother? Justin, hopefully the value of crypto goes high in July. I've been waiting for a long time. Only time will tell. Yes, hey, man, everyone's been waiting a long time, brother. But, hey, the people who can't wait any longer, those are the ones who end up losing. So remember that. Nick, God just keeps blessing us with more opportunities. Exactly, man. Paul, good to see you, my friend. Quentin's in the house. What's up, weirdos? Lou Bone. Hey, Rob, could you call my son Benjamin a weirdo? He doesn't understand what a live video is. Benjamin, you are one big weirdo, but don't let that deter you, my friend, because so am I. Keep on keeping on, brother. Do you, little buddy, and maintain your weirdisms, okay? Matt Adam in the house. What's up, man? Too many weirdos in here today. I feel at home. All right, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Doesn't cost you a single solitary penny. So don't make it awkward. Don't sit there watching and not hitting the like button. That's kind of weird, bro. That's kind of weird, right? Hook a brother up. What else do we have? Green tea with the epic Squirtle picture in the house. We got our second Pokemon of the day. Leo, what's up, buddy? Smash the like button. Darren says Swift coin. Hell yeah. Fridge, yo, yo, yo. What's good, peeps? Good to see you, my guy. Good to see you. There she is. Gamma Goddess in the house. We listened to Rob and Hold. Also, sorry, Ramona and family, for falling asleep last night. My kid likes to party all night. I was so tired. Let's get this money. We can't stay mad at you, Gamma. We can't stay mad at you. Come on now. Braveheart, no idea with BTC considering macro uncertainty, but I hope it will continue. Yeah, well, absolutely. Like I said, look at this bull flag. Here's the thing, guys. We could continue to sit inside this bull flag a little bit longer. We could come back down to the bottom of the range of this bull flag. $100,000 would be the bottom of this bull flag. Not saying we will come down there. I'm just saying we could. Worst case scenario, right? Jesse and James, let's go. It's the moment we've been waiting for. This cycle is going to be huge with the government adoption. Yes. Every day feels like Christmas Eve as a kid. Can't sleep with anticipation. The S&P 500 at all-time highs. Does this mean BTC may follow soon? Yes, it may very well be. Kevin, have you seen the new DMC coin, DeLorean coin? Everyone's getting no, I've never heard of it, my friend. I'll have to look into it when I have time. Countdown is here. Count is here. There you go. Carlos. Crypto J505. I'm just going to start calling you Gengar. Just scooped up more Zebek. What's up, everyone? Nice, brother. Nice. Swiftcoin back at scoopable levels. Hell yeah. Rich, just changed my Patreon to annual. There you go, brother. There you go. When did you do that? I never got a notification. I did not get any kind of notification on that. Interesting. Very interesting. Yes. Isaac, I will let Ramona be the super chat leader for a few days. Yeah, Ramona just crushed it the other day, right? I think Ramona's in the lead with, I think, $150 or something like that. That's some love right there, man. That is some love. How you doing, Rob? Love your Patreon community. When do you expect Jasmy to take a break and go to what area do you expect? Make a break. I mean, I think everything is getting close to making a move, man. It's really just a matter of when, not if, right? Jasmy right now. Yeah, you've kind of hit. You've got to break above. If you want Jasmy to go, you got to break above your 236 at 2 cents. Then you're probably going to go on a run. You could either get rejected at your 50 fib, or at 3 cents 3, or around your 618 around that 3 cents 9 area. Soon, man. No hard feelings. Already scooped more Swift today. There you go, Danny. I did some DCAing today too, man. I picked up a moderate sized bag of one of our gems over on the Patreon. I did put my buy alert over there if you're wondering what it is. Danny's in the house. Over the top says hit the like button. Kizza, my guy. Got bored of your treadmill already? No. Funny story. A lot of people apparently, just judging by the algorithm responses, apparently people didn't like the fact that I was walking on a treadmill. So I'll walk on the treadmill before I go live and after instead. So apparently people did not approve of me exercising while we talk. Over the top, what's up, man? What happened to the treadmill? Super fantastic. Ramona says, hit the like, subscribe, and ditto on Crypto Blueprint. Absolutely. Jake the Snake. Well, looks like I was wrong about the bull run starting today at 348. At least, well, hey, it's not 348 yet. Don't give up, man. Don't give up the dream. Blessings, John. Good to see you, man. Tony, Zebek. Can I get an amen? Now we wait to see if Ramona's July 3rd at 7:33 pans out. There you go. Ramona's never wrong, guys. Ramona's never wrong. Lou, thanks for that, Rob. My son laughed his butt off. Hey, no problem, brother. No problem. Hey, Rob, I'm a Patreon member. 6 months. Nice. Can you take a look at KDA? Buddy at work made 30K off of last. Yeah, I made a lot of money off Cadena in the last bull run as well. However, I'm pretty sure more than half of the team abandoned the project in the bear market. So that's the project kind of, I don't want to use the term dead, because I don't think it's a dead project by any means. But I mean, it's really, really beat up. I got out of it. If we go to the high to the low here, I got out of it at the end of the last cycle as well, because I don't think it's a good project this time around. Like I said, when half the team abandons the project, probably time for you to leave too, right? But you bounced off, you rejected off of your 236 last time you hit it. You're riding the bottom right now. It would, if you wanted to fill your bags on Cadena, now would probably be the best time to do it. You are riding about as far down as you're going to go. You need to break above your next resistance levels are 92 cents, $1.10, and $1.27. Those are going to be your next resistance levels. But yeah, personally, I'm not holding Cadena anymore. I made good money on it last time around. I left when the developers left. So Spuds, what's up, man? Forda, yes, Forda, absolutely. Forda's a fantastic project. I totally understand. Kids are exhausting. Can you say something about Forda? I love Forda. Forda is a fantastic project. They don't have a lot of competition doing what they do. I am very bullish on Forda. Thoughts on XCN? Here's the thing with XCN. I love XCN. We got into XCN back in March of 2024 over on the Patreon. We made a massive return on Forda. Sorry, I just realized I still have the Bitcoin chart on, guys. I'll put the Cadena chart on the screen there. There you go. Anyway, back to XCN. So with XCN, again, I love the project. I love what they're doing. The team is causing a lot of problems for the project, right? A lot of problems, first of all. They're outright defiance in terms of being transparent. They absolutely refuse to do an actual AMA. They try to pass off these AMAs where people send them questions and then they answer the questions on Telegram. Guys, you don't even know who this. I could be answering those questions on Telegram and you wouldn't even know, right? So I don't like the lack of transparency that the project is starting to show. I'm a little concerned about whether Chain is now going to be the face of the company or in control of the DAO. Does that mean that the decentralized factor of the DAO is now irrelevant? Does Chain hold enough XCN coins to manipulate decisions on the DAO? Because if they do, that's a problem, right? So I need to do deep diving to find out whether that's the case. Now, in saying all that, I still believe in the project, and I think it's going to do very, very well. I think it can break all-time highs of 18 cents, right? So I do like the project, but I have some reservations at this point in time about what they're doing, right? So, and I need clarity on these questions that I have. So yeah, that's my thoughts on XCN. Changed it yesterday. My wife asked me what the credit card charge was for. It's for wisdom. Josh and Jennifer, Rob, you're the man. Thanks for all you do on the Patreon. Hey, thank you for being there with me, guys. I appreciate you guys. El Curdo, market doesn't affect me anymore. I'm a weirdo now. There you go, man. There you go. Does it matter what I send to Coinbase wallet to swap for Nadix? I mean, you're going to have to buy it with Solana, right? It's a Solana-based token, so you're going to need to buy it with Solana. Johnny B says, hit the like button. Yes, guys, smash the like, smash the subscribe button. Absolutely. Kat, good to see ya. Good to see ya. Ramona says, Jake, 7-3, 733. There you go. What's your conservative price for Swift coin? Man, conservatively, 10 cents. And remember, you said conservative, right? Rob, use the treadmill. People need to cop their nonsense on. Yes, yeah, people didn't like it. I got so many dislikes. I've never had so many dislikes ever. People were upset that I was on the treadmill. So, Rob, do you futures trade? I do on occasion, but I don't shill it on my channel, right? Because there's too many people that are inexperienced, and I don't like that other channels try to get people who don't have experience to leverage trade so that they can make money. I don't believe in that. So yeah. You see Wormhole partner with Ripple? Yes, I am looking more into that. I'm probably going to cover it. Obviously, I'm going to start covering more XRP and stuff. So I am going to talk more about that. And I am a huge fan of Wormhole. So I bought a yearly membership after watching my first video of you a couple of weeks ago, and I'm glad I did. Plan to follow you through the bear market. Oh, Natasha, we are going to have so much fun through the bear market together. Oh, we're going to, guys, listen, this is the plan over on the Patreon through the bear market, right? So what I'm going to be doing is my next portfolio for the next bull run, my portfolio, right? Not a Patreon portfolio or anything, not an experimental portfolio, my personal portfolio for the next bear market, okay? The next cycle. We're going to build it together over on the Patreon, right? From scratch, right from zero. I'm going to show you guys, and you know how we do the weekly or the nightly live streams over on the Patreon, right? Every night. So we're going to show right on screen, we're going to show my portfolio as we go through the entire 4-year cycle together. And you guys are going to witness in real time my portfolio, what I'm buying, when I'm DCAing, what I bought, how I bought. You're going to see my portfolio take shape and how to properly build a portfolio from the ground up over the course of a 4-year cycle. And I think a lot of you guys, it's going to blow your minds at how high you can get your portfolio to by doing things properly, right? I'm super excited about it, guys. And listen, you cannot get a higher degree of transparency in your community than that, right? Than me literally building my portfolio from scratch, from zero, right in front of your faces, right? So, and your faces are going to melt, right? And it gives you guys the opportunity to say, hey, you know what? You can copy some of the things I do. You can copy everything. Like it's entirely up to you, right? I'm not a financial advisor, but you can sit there and build your portfolio, picking and choosing which projects you know I'm getting into. And as well, over on the Patreon, when I do get into a project, I also make a video for you guys on the Patreon telling you the pros and cons of the project, why I like it, what the potential is, what the partnerships are, what the tokenomics are, everything about it. I break down for you as well, right? So we are going to have, Natasha, such a great time through the next cycle. I'm so glad you're going to be with me. You're going to learn so much. And you guys are going to learn not to make the mistakes that I made over the years already and learn from, right? So it's going to be a great time. Guys, if you're not on the Patreon, I'm telling you right now, man, you are going to miss something absolutely magical over there, right? What year? 2033. Well played. Well played. Fleming, what Cat says, yes, Rob, use the treadmill. People are just jealous. There you go. Hey, Rob, is Zebek and Miria to start climbing soon? Hell yeah. But here's the thing, though. Web3 gaming plays are going to have their runs, but they're not really going to go on their parabolic run until closer to the end of the cycle, in my opinion, right? So be patient with Miria. Soon, my friend. If we go let's go look at the M2. right now. Let's go have a look at the M2 correlation and see what's going on there. All right, we are on Proppy right now. Proppy's still looking good with the inverse head and shoulders. Looking good. Anyway, let's go look at Bitcoin. All right. Well, this is the 4 hour. Let me get back to the daily. Look at that bull flag, baby. Look at that Bitcoin bull flag shaping up nicely on Bitcoin. Looking juicy, baby. This could be a nice move to the upside, guys. A nice move to the upside. So Bitcoin's breakout on this, like I showed you guys from the bottom. Yeah, you're going to be, wow, this trading view shows me about $135,800, which matches up with the potential inverse head and shoulders being around 140. Either way, guys, Bitcoin is about to make a juicy, juicy move. I'm telling you. And if we add the M2 back in here, right? All right, so gotta wind this baby up again. Let's get rid of our, let's get rid of the evidence. Yeah, look at this. We're getting ready to go, guys. We are getting ready to go. We just started catching back up to this. We got this leg up coming. If we come down here, this is where we are right now. We're right here. We're getting ready to take off, man. And just in case you didn't notice, today the M2 money supply just put in another new local high. So even more bullish for Bitcoin. Guys, how are you not bullish right now? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Another vote towards using the treadmill. There you go. Nice. I'll put a poll up. Swiftcoin and Jasmy should be the two main projects to accumulate before this historical bull run. There you go, Hangman. There you go, brother. Crypto Queen, have you seen Banana for Scale? What are your thoughts on it and its growth? I have not. I have no idea what that is. Let me have a look at that. Banana for Scale. $144 million market cap. Wow, this thing kind of launched and took off. Hey, it's a meme coin on BNB. Wow. It's got all the listings. I never even heard of this. When did this launch? All-time high, 1 cent 6. It's at 1 cent 4 right now. It seems like a pretty good pickup, honestly. Kiza, I wasn't a fan of the treadmill. What did you say you are bullish on? Forta? Yes, I am very bullish on Forta. Very bullish. Chase started a small bag of Wormhole a couple of weeks ago. Thoughts on Wormhole? I love Wormhole. Fantastic project. It's up 18.5% today. Jason, hey Rob, I'm thinking Cardano $3 to $4 by the end of the year, by year's end. Would it? Yes, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Newbie question: all the talk of the bull market, but can you make good money during the bear market? If you know what you're doing and you're following the right person, yes, you can. Red Hulk in the house. Hey Rob, when do you think alt season will take off, and how long do you think it will last? Well, I've covered this a couple of times now. I think we're copying the 2017 cycle. So I mean, listen, in 2017, the altcoin market cap went up 238 or 283% between July and December, and then at the beginning of December, it went up parabolically for 28 days, an additional 285%, right? So I think it's going to kind of play out like that. We're going to work our way up until the end of the year, and then boom, it's going to go nuts for about a month. Christopher, we got Onyx in the house. What's up, man? Glad you got some much needed time with the family. Stay well. Thank you so much, man. Twitch, nobody gives kids let the man work out. BTC breaking all-time highs and alts are still down 60%. Looks grim. Bitcoin is not breaking all-time highs, my friend. Who told you Bitcoin's breaking all-time highs? Bitcoin is at 107,000. Bitcoin's all-time high is just under 112,000. Rob, should I buy meme coins like Turbo, Book of Memes, etc.? I mean, listen, I can't tell you what to do with your money, but what I would tell you is this, okay? There is a place for everyone thinks I don't like meme coins. That's not the case. I think holding meme coins like Turbo or Toshi are not a terrible idea, but in moderation, in my opinion, right? Like maybe 5% of your portfolio. Too many people do the inverse, and they'll hold like 60 to 70% of their portfolio in meme coins. That's a big mistake, in my opinion. Meme coins in moderation. That's what I believe. I'm joining tomorrow and will text you about what price to put. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if you're over on the Patreon and you need a little bit of help, you can also book yourself into a mentorship coaching call. We do them every day. I can get you scheduled in once you're over on the Patreon, and I can help you with your portfolio from there. I did the math, and not even a month into the Patreon, and I made enough money to pay for the membership for 10 years off one project. Can't wait till alts explode. That's hilarious. And that's the thing, right? That so many people don't understand. I appreciate you letting us know that, because guys, here's the thing, right? If you're sitting there right now, like these are testimonies. These are people who are over on the Patreon right now. And like really, I really want you to think about what Loss just said here, okay? He did the math, and not even a month into being on the Patreon, he made enough money to pay for his Patreon membership for 10 years off one project. And you're sitting there saying, I'm not paying $20 for a Patreon. Well, then you're actually losing money by not being over there, right? So, I mean, just food for thought. Gain, what's up, man? You're gonna use your Bitcoin to buy a house? No, I'm never spending my Bitcoin. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm not gonna. I mean, listen, you got two assets in the world that I can think of off the top of my head that are basically forever appreciating assets. That's land and Bitcoin, right? So I'm going to be able to in the future take out Bitcoin-backed loans and stuff, or Bitcoin-backed loans, stuff like that. Use it as collateral so that I can use cash when I need it. But I also make enough money off of altcoins to make sure I have some fiat as well. So when I buy my next house, it's just going to be cash. I'm not going to use my Bitcoin. I'm just going to forever accumulate and hold my Bitcoin. And then I'll just have a forever appreciating asset, right? That M2 is bullish. Hell yeah, it is, man. Thanks, Rob. No problem, no problem. You think the Fed will pivot in July? No, I don't. I don't think they will pivot until September. I think that there's going to be no cut. We're just going to stay paused in July. And then there's no meeting in August. So then September, they'll probably cut rates. September, and then maybe October or November, we'll get two cuts at the tail end of the year. I think that's how it's going to play out. Looking forward to building my portfolio along with you during the bear market. Absolutely. Super, super exciting. Chris, hey, Rob, what's good, man? Can you look at Atom Cosmos and see if it might have a good run? Cosmos will have a good run. My nose is itchy for some reason. Cosmos will have a good run. It's not a matter of if. Atom is a great project. It just had such a high market cap, right? I mean, this is the kind of project you will have wanted to get in on, in the bottom 2 years ago, in the bottom of the bear market. That's when you want to start buying these kind of projects, right? So I mean, you're kind of bottomed out right now, essentially, right? So if we just go to the local, right? So you're going to be looking at you've rejected off your 236 here at $5.27. So if you can break above there, your next resistance levels are going to be about $6.26, $7.06, $7.85 is where you're going to be looking. I do think that it will break all-time highs, to be honest with you. But that is going to be, if we go high to low, I mean, yeah, it's quite a ways to go, right? On the big picture, I mean, you've got resistance sitting at $13 just to get back there. So I mean, listen, getting back to your 786 probably sometime before the fall. You're probably going to reject off of there at about $35.73, 75 cents. You're probably going to reject off there. You're going to meet support probably around your 618, around $28.91. That's in the big picture. And we'll see what happens in price discovery after that, right? Price discovery would be $44.59. So yeah, that's what I would be looking for on Cosmos. But it will break all-time high in my opinion. Spuds, health is wealth. Hell yeah. Strawberry Dragon. I'm ready to go nuts. Gain. Why no one's suing Gary Gensler as he manipulated the markets? It's like he got it. Well, here's the thing. I covered a story about a month ago that there is actually a Republican congressman who actually has requested all documents in regards to Gary Gensler and the Ethereum manipulation, ETHgate, let's call it, right? And how it continued through Gary Gensler's administration. So there actually is an active investigation going on right now into Gary Gensler's reign at the SEC. Now, what you have to understand about bureaucrats is they're actually protected by law. There actually is law protecting them from being charged or sued for any misconduct that they commit while on the job as a government official, right? So people cannot sue Gary Gensler for anything that he did. He's protected from responsibility. However, Congress can conduct an investigation and file criminal charges against him for anything that they find that he did. So Gary Gensler has not necessarily gotten away with it just yet, right? Just saw this meme. Yeah, bought $50. Yeah, no, we talked about Birdie already over on the Patreon, and we're not interested because of some of the people that are backing it. Can helium hit its all-time high? Helium. You're talking about Helium Mobile, right? Let me have a look at Helium, HNT. I liked Helium in the last bull run. I did, right? Their all-time high, $54. No, they're not breaking. I don't think they're breaking $54 this time around. But I mean, could they hit 15, $20? Yeah, I think they could. Cat, Rob, count me in for joining the bear market. I'm on. There you go. Absolutely. Josh, thoughts on Block DAG? Block DAG. I heard there was a lot of controversy about that project. I heard it. I don't know for sure, but I heard that it was kind of scammy, right? Let me have a look though. Yeah, no, I heard bad things about it a while ago. I don't remember what, but it scared me away from it. Fridge, Rob, I sent you a DM on the Patreon about potential gem. Didn't know where else to send it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm like I said, I still have family in town until Saturday, so I'm a little bit slow responding to things right now. So you'll have to bear with me on that. Block DAG still in pre-sale stages. Yeah, it's been around. They've been talking about Block DAG for like over a year now, right? I'll have to look into the controversy surrounding it. I don't remember what it was, but well breaking all-time high. Oh yeah, of course. What do you think about Sui? I love Sui. Sui is a great project. Sui will do Sui. Here's the thing about projects like Sui and Ondo. Their really good run is going to happen in the next cycle, right? They're going to have Solana type runs, in my opinion, in the next cycle. Randy, hey Rob, what do you think about meme coin about meme coins, planning to buy Popcat. I would love your input. Popcat's got a big community behind it. It seems like a decent play. Like I said, when it comes to meme coins, moderation is everything, right? Maybe 5%, 7% of your portfolio, but don't make meme coins, like not financial advice, but I wouldn't make meme coins a larger portion of my portfolio than about 5 to 7%, right? Big Mike supporting the channel, man. Welcome in, my friend. Good to see you once again, brother. You're always here backing me up. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Will BTC crash to 100K? It's possible. It's possible. Well, here's the thing. If Bitcoin does crash down to 100K, I wouldn't say crash, but if it does make its way back down to 100K, it would still be inside this bull flag, right? So that would be okay. That would be perfectly okay. Lily, good to see you. Good to see you. Fridge, no worries. I know how busy you are. Didn't know if it was okay. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just fire me a DM when you got a question. Absolutely. I got you back. All right. So we're caught up in the chat. Let's finally get into some of the news here, guys. Let's see what we have to cover today. I thought this was funny. I showed it in a video this morning, but I want to show you guys again. Check it out. This is from December 5th, 2000. In the front page of the newspaper, internet may be just a passing fad as millions give up on it. People are going to look back at articles about blockchain, Bitcoin, and crypto in the exact same way you're laughing at this headline right now, right? In the future. Think about that. This did not, think about how well this aged, right? Who wrote this article? James Chapman. Man, James, I'm sorry, dude, but this just butchered your whole career, brother. Holy smokes. All right, what else do we have? Check this out, guys. Miria AI joins the developer portal. Under the hood, Miria AI is built on a modular agent architecture, general agent, project ops, asset queries, tokenomics and workflows, coding assistant agent, debugging, sample scripts, code reviews. Man, if you're not bullish on Miria, you better check your pulse, man. You better check your pulse. I am ultra bullish on Miria. And we're going to start talking a lot more about Miria on the channel as well. Check this out, guys. Just in, White House official says Bitcoin is digital gold.
There are a lot of different actors that held on to some Bitcoin in some fashion or another. Now the process begins in terms of establishing the reserve, the actual infrastructure behind it, and getting all of that accomplished. There's nothing in the EO that mandates that report become public, but we could choose to make it public at some point. And we are certainly keen on the idea of accumulation. We've stated publicly that Bitcoin is digital gold. We believe it's in the best interest of the United States to garner as much as we can possibly get. I've said that at every conference that I've spoken at in the last 2 to 3 months. Now, obviously, this has to be done in budget-neutral ways that don't cost the taxpayer a dime. The president was clear about that in the executive order. But I think we have some very creative minds, 2 of which are sitting up here with me. And I think we'll begin moving very quickly on that.
Hell yeah, guys! How are you bearish? This is in Congress right now, guys. Right? Again, Senator Tim Scott says crypto market structure bill to be completed before the end of September.
What you just said, I think, is powerful. Revolutionary is what we're talking about with the Genius Act. And the next iteration of the market structure, I think, is incredibly important as we talk through those market principles and look at the Clarity Act. But if we get just the Genius Act right, it can have powerful impact. But for the market to function completely, we need both. And that's why I think it's important from my perspective as the guy that will at least guide be part of the glide path for the market structure to come to fruition. I want to set a timeline, Cynthia, or I should say Senator Chairwoman Lummis, of seeing the market structure completed before the end of September. I think that is a realistic expectation. Don't you think so, Senator Lummis, Chairwoman Lummis?
Well, yes, sir. You're the chairman, and we will do as you wish. We will make sure that we're ready to do that. We put out the guidelines for a framework of the overarching principles in a market structure bill. We had a hearing on it this week. We will take those guidelines and work with legislation that was drafted in the House, as well as the Lummis-Gillibrand bill that has been out for 4 years. And we will sift through the principles of both that adhere to our guiding and overarching principles. We'll have a bill draft that we can hopefully put out before the August recess, then mark it up in September and have it where you want it.
Great.
September, right in line with when we are expecting the beginning of the parabolic part of the bull run. How perfect does that line up, right? Absolutely super fantastic. Guys, I don't know if you can tell how bullish I am right now. Like, it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. I can tell you guys are not bullish right now. You know how I can tell that? Some of the metric. First of all, the likes are down, right? I only have 143 likes, so I know that the likes are down. So I know you guys are not feeling bullish. And another factor is super chats. When you guys are not feeling bullish, go right into the pooper, right? So that's another reason I can tell that you guys are not feeling bullish, right? And I'm also caught up in the chat. That does not happen when you guys are bullish, right? So I know you guys are, and how are you bearish right now, guys? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. The calm before the dump. See? Exactly. Like, what are you talking about? Andrew, hey, Rob, stoked to run the next cycle with you and the community. Millionaires in the making. Blessings. 100%, man. 100%. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep it rolling. What else do we have going on here? I'm going to close that up. All right. Let's go over to Squawk Box. What's happening? We're going to have a look at the Chinese economy. Just about everything in China's economy in June saw a sell-off, a fall-off. Let's check it out, guys.
New data providing key insights into the state of China's economy. Joining us now, China Beige Book CEO Leland Miller. Let's just run down the list of things that where you're seeing clear evidence of maybe some slowdowns. Leland, how many things can you point to, would you say, right now? Are there a half dozen?
I mean, at least the whole month looked poor, and this is a bit surprising because the May data, our May data, official May data, looked very good. And of course, this was coming off the reduction in tariffs from the sky-high rates. There were some consumer trade-in programs that juiced growth a little bit in May. But there was an expectation, I think, broadly in markets that the data would continue to be okay. We did not see that. We saw a fall off in just about everything: broad growth, manufacturing, consumption, bank borrowing. Just about everything looked worse than the month before. So this is a little bit of a concern in terms of the state of the economy. The flip side of this, of course, is that Beijing looks less worried than they were before, and therefore stepped in less than they thought that they may have needed to otherwise in order to avoid some sort of worse downside scenario.
What would you attribute that to?
Well, our understanding is that Beijing feels very good about where it is in the trade war and what kind of leverage it has in terms of discussions with the United States. So if they were truly worried, if rates were still at some astronomical level and they thought that the economy was about to hit fall off a cliff, then they would have stepped in more significantly. That doesn't mean they're not easing rates. They are. It doesn't mean that we haven't seen a pickup in fiscal stimulus, fiscal activity. We have. It just means that there isn't the same level of concern that there was a couple of months ago in terms of being one of these extreme downside scenarios that they really had to step in more aggressively for.
Leland, are you saying that they're less concerned because they think that they can make a deal with the United States, or less concerned, what we've pointed out all along, he's not worried about getting reelected. He's not worrying about whether there's some inflation for his people or whatever cause or a slowdown. And he doesn't have to worry, President Xi doesn't have to worry like a Western democracy has to worry about the well-being of its citizens.
Yeah, well, much more the latter, but I think the broader point is that they can take a lot more pain. In the United States, you see a couple of bad inflation prints, you see a couple
Yeah.
of IP prints, and everyone freaks out. And China, they're able to take that pain. She is redirecting, the country to eat bitter. And so I think that as long as they think that they are not under the gun in the trade negotiations, then they feel okay. So right now, I think they feel relatively good in terms of their leverage. The rare earth, magnets are only slowly getting back up to speed, but they have slowed export controls in order to show they have leverage against the United States on their export controls. So I think China feels like it put up a good front on the trade war, and as a result, it doesn't have to be as aggressive immediately on the economy.
They're probably happy that the strait's going to stay open, theoretically, I guess, right?
I would think they're very happy about that. I think the entire reason there was an announcement that had to do with China was to keep China on the sidelines, because oil, of course, is the main national security issue they're worried about.
Is anything true about this statement that we're well on our way? An Chinese official said this on Wednesday at a World Economic Forum meeting. We're well on our way of transforming into a mega-sized consumer powerhouse on top of our solid foundation as a manufacturing power. I guess that's you would, if you were trying to sell the benefits of China, you would say that, but it's mixed at this point how far along they are. And the consumer powerhouse and a lot of the manufacturing power is not necessarily making things that there's a market for all the time.
Yeah, I think you're actually being a little bit generous. I do see it as a manufacturing powerhouse, but the consumption claims are just hot nonsense. If you look at what's actually happening on the ground, the real reason there are trade frictions in this world are not because of President Trump, or mostly not because of President Trump or other countries that are pushing back on China. It's the fact that China has years and years and years of weak domestic demand, which means weak imports, and yet they're exporting more. Now, They do have a manufacturing engine that has been getting more and more powerful over the years. But the problem is the consumption culture is weak, has been weak, and will be weak.
Leland, you just started to say dumping and then maybe changed your mind. Is that those have been the accusations that they're dumping everything on the global markets?
Well, they absolutely have. I mean, you can look at the data. You could look at some of the research that we've done through the U.S.-China Commission, which is one of my other hats. We've done a lot of looks at the overcapacity situation. I don't think that there's that much of a question about what's happening. You can question whether their intentions are strategic or unintentional, but a byproduct of their economic model is definitely to juice the supply side. It creates downward price pressure. The domestic market is then saturated. They have no choice but to export products abroad. Sometimes that's done in order to put a strategic leverage on an adversary like the United States in critical minerals. Sometimes that may be a byproduct of the fact that they've got enormous overcapacity back home, for instance, in cars, internal combustion as well as EVs. But there's no question that the economic model, because of the fact there's such weak domestic consumption back home and the fact that there's so much supply side support, is just funneling overcapacity to the world right now.
China's economy slowing down, guys. We're going to have to see some money printing take place really soon. Really, really soon for China. I'm telling you guys. And listen, here's the thing. The parabolic part of the last bull run. Do you want to know what kicked it off? Yeah, China stimulating their economy, guys. It didn't start in the United States. A lot of people think about the U.S. Printing money and stuff, and they're always looking at Powell, and they're saying, come on, Powell, let's get this party started. But the parabolic part of the last bull run actually kicked off with China stimulating their economy, not the United States. Food for thought, guys. Food for thought. Jared Bullish, well, I stand corrected. There you go. Big Mike, again, man, Big Mike's always here supporting the channel, man. Bearish, bullish, whatever it is. Big Mike is always here backing it up. Same with your boy. Same with Ramona. Same with Jared. You guys, honestly, absolutely, like Matt as well, like greatly, greatly appreciated, man. Andy, can't forget Andy. Of course, Andy's like a ultra supporter, that guy. Your boy, head lowered, horns pointed at you. and ready to charge. Paying for this with profits from the gem picks over on the Patreon. Nice. Nice. There you go, brother. Big things popping, little things stopping. Let's keep it going, keep it growing. Where were we here in the chat? Let's catch this up. Big Mike, Big Rod, keep leading us, brother. I'm following your lead every step of the way. Trust me. Hey, man, absolutely, man. You got my back. I got your back too, brother. Absolutely. I'm bullish on my shorts that are printing. There you go. Nice to see. Nice to see, man. Bullish on making money. There you go. Are you two of the leaderboards now, Ramona? If not, you should be. Ramona holds the record for the biggest super chat at $150 right now. She's the heavyweight champ. She just came in with a Macho Man elbow drop the other day and just pummeled everybody. Billy Bob. Hey, Rob. Bear market, no bear meat. No comparison to steak black Angus. There you go. Let's go, Brandon. Good to see you, man. Bulldog lifts. Alt layer about to pump. Yes, a lot of altcoins are about to pump, my friend. A lot of altcoins getting ready to pump. Big shout out to the channel sponsor, guys. Decent Biometric Wallet. Get yours today using our link down below. Not your keys, not your coins. You can stake on there, even your stable coin, and gain APY. You can take profits on there, swap on there without ever having to go back to it in exchange. Again, use our link and you will get a phenomenal deal. We got another video to get into as well, guys. We're going a little bit longer today. The broadening of the market is beginning, says Dynamic Funds. Let's check it out.
South more in the markets. Noah Blackstein, Dynamic Funds senior portfolio manager. Noah, we looked into the abyss when I think the S&P got down to, God, was it 4,800? I don't know where it was. We're almost all the way back to new highs. More new highs, or now we look around and say, okay, what do we do? We're back to where we started the year, basically. Up a little.
We're up just a little. So, I mean, from the abyss, we're up a lot, obviously. But, just for this year, we really haven't done very much, only up about 3.5% or so. So I think we can go higher from here. I think economic growth is okay. It's a little bit slower than it was. Rates are obviously too high. Having said all that, it feels like, from what we're hearing anyway, that businesses are on track. Some businesses that didn't close in the first quarter is beginning to close now, and it feels to us like the economy is doing okay. I think we're looking at heavy investments in AI, we're looking that's going to continue, but we're also seeing a little bit weakening of the labor market in here. So. I think there's a lot predicated on some of the decisions that get made. We're of the belief, obviously, that the Federal Reserve's rate level is too high right now, especially given where the labor market is. But as we get these two cuts, this year, at least two cuts this year, I think, as the residential investment it's going to be critical for overall GDP growth, because really, if you're looking at CapEx spending in the U.S. today, it's really almost all driven by what's going on in AI and in technology. And residential investment has been tough. You're going to have down housing prices this year if rates continue this way. So we think the economy is on a good path, and we think the Fed should be a little bit more accommodative than it currently is. But the markets can definitely work higher as the economy continues to gain confidence. As I think continued deregulation happens now that we've sailed past the most difficult parts of tariffs.
Yep. Do you expect to see trouble ahead in the numbers based on the tariffs? I'm talking about the inflation side of things. And you said, yeah, the economy's doing well, so I think we could have some cuts. That doesn't make sense. You mean we could have some good cuts because there's no inflation?
Correct. There really is, and I think real rates, by holding real rates and having inflation continue to decline, de facto they're continuing to raise real rates, and they're continuing to run off the balance sheet. So, you're in this period where they're continuing to de facto tighten, which really doesn't make any sense. I think the inflation numbers are good. Look, there isn't a central bank, and these tariffs are a tax, right? So in 2018, the Trump administration's tax cuts came through, and the Federal Reserve was going to go well above neutral because tax cuts were inflationary. And now the tariffs, which are taxes, on foreign goods are coming in, and these taxes are inflationary. So tax cuts are inflationary, and tax hikes are inflationary. None of it makes sense. This idea of waiting for this pass-through doesn't make sense either. You're either data dependent or you're not. Right now, where rates are would suggest you should cut. If there's massive pass-through and lingering inflation that goes on 6 months or a year from now, you can raise at a later date. Right now, this wait and see approach, given the labor markets, you've seen unemployment tick up 4 months in a row. It doesn't seem to make much sense. I'm not really, their arguments are fairly weak here. I think arguments made by people like Waller more recently have been much more aligned with where I'm at in terms of, you could probably cut sooner given the progress made on inflation and the lack
I don't
of
think it's going to happen
pass-through thus far.
September, guys.
So how bullish are you? I mean, we got to remember the gains we had in the last 2 or 3 years. You think we can get gains like that when it's all
gains
said and
in the
done?
last 2 or 3 years, but the losses in 22, as we went from basically 0 to 525 basis points of Fed hikes in a very short period of time. And so we've had gains in the last few years. I think it's going to have to be earnings driven. We're looking next year for something like $300 of earnings power for the S&P 500, maybe $400 of cash flow. So 20 times earnings, 14, 15 times cash flow, not crazy expensive, but not certainly cheap. And so the leg that has to go on here are companies being able to meet or exceed those expectations and deliver on growth. So, I think if you look at the market overall, you'll find pockets of opportunities. And I think a broadening of the market is beginning. It was derailed in the first quarter, but it's beginning. And so, for us, I think that there's plenty of opportunity out there in the overall market. In general, the market's fairly valued, but there are certainly pockets of opportunity. Even in some of the bigger names, NVIDIA more recently has been going sideways went sideways for about almost a year there, and now it's beginning to move again. And that stock actually got relative to its growth to a reasonable multiple. We also think the financials can continue here, both based on deregulation and then what we think is going to be a really interesting opportunity with the Genius Act and other legislation on stable coins and sort of new payment networks. Plus, I think a lot of the banks and a lot of the financials will be able to employ AI for a lot of the processes. There'll be margin improvement and earnings improvement over the next few years. And that's what we're trying to focus in on. It's a much more benign macro environment.
I don't think rate cuts are going to start to take place until September. Personally, guys, I could be wrong. I would love to see the first cut happen in July, but let's go look at the SPX and see what's going on. If we hide M2, we are right at all-time highs here for the S&P 500. As you can see, right, we're right at all-time high. Can we break above on the S&P? We'll find out. Another break to the upside. We're sitting at 61.39. Crazy, guys, crazy. It's been a good year, man. It's been a good year. Actually, you know what? What is the Russell doing right now? We haven't looked at the Russell in a few days, right? Look at that. Russell's sitting right at the 50. Guys, we are sitting right at resistance on the 50-day, 200-day. Looking fantastic. All we need is a break above here, guys, and a retest, and we are going to go. Now, if you don't know, if you've never seen me cover this before, okay, the Russell, if you don't know what the Russell is, the Russell is like the low cap, small cap stocks, right? So like the altcoin market cap, think about it, outside of the S&P 500, okay? So it's like altcoins, basically, outside of like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So let's look at this. I showed this before. Some of you know this, but we're just at resistance on the 200-day right now, okay? As you see, we need to break above there. We had a sharp collapse, right, earlier back in February, right? We bottomed out around April, and we've worked our way back up to it after the sharp collapse. So let's go back here. As you can see, look what happened last time, guys. We had the sharp collapse, and then we worked our way back up. We broke above, And look what happened, guys, afterwards, right? Now, you might be sitting there right now saying to me, well, why do I care about the Russell, Rob? Why do I care about the small cap stocks? Well, because this is an indicator for risk on appetite, okay? As soon as we broke above there, we went parabolic, right? In the Russell, right? In the micro cap stocks, okay? Now, why this matters is because let's go look at the total two. At the same time that happened, okay, in the total two, let's go have a look. Well, check it out. This is what happened at the exact same time that it was happening. This is the altcoin market cap going nuts. Now, why would the altcoin market cap go nuts? You may be sitting there saying, with the Russell. Well, again, the Russell indicates risk on appetite for investors. You see where I'm going with this? So it translates to the altcoin market cap. So at the exact same time that the Russell was going parabolic, the altcoin market cap was going parabolic at the same time. It means that retail investors, large and small, are turning towards risk on assets. And that is where altcoin season kicks off, right? So with the people asking me, when is altcoin season going to happen? Again, if we go back to the Russell, well, what are we looking at? We're just sitting at resistance below, as you can see, the 200, right? This line, this pink and green line that goes, right? We're just below it right now. Last time we broke above, we went parabolic. We're at it right now. Can we break above and start going parabolic? That's another indicator that we need to be paying attention to, right? So, and I think yes, because again, if we go look at Bitcoin, just as an example, sitting inside of a massive, massive bull flag. Right? Bitcoin is ready to go as well. So there's a lot to be excited about here, guys. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Big C says, getting paid to watch the alpha. There you go, man. There you go, brother. Absolutely. So, guys, a lot to be excited about. I hope that you are not feeling bearish right now, guys. I'm going to do some more buying tonight. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I got to get back to my family time. So make sure you guys get over to the Patreon. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Join our mentorship coaching calls every single day, guys. We have mentorship programs. I just dropped a microcap gem over there, a 100x project, RWA play. Check that out. We're live there every day. We drop educational content. Get the guidance and learn how to do this. If you want to learn to do what I do, guys, get over to the Patreon and we will help you learn how to succeed in this space from someone who's been through multiple bull runs. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.